guys, it's Bryson Taylor here. Welcome back to today's video. Today we're going to be digging into an Eric Johnson style lesson that I've prepared. The sequence that you just heard is a sequence that I've prepared in the style of Eric Johnson. Any of us who have listened to Eric Johnson play, I'm sure we can all say, man, I wish I could play like that. He's just an incredible player. He's one of my all-time favorites, along with, Joe Bonamassa and Gary Moore, David Gilmour, B.B. King, Stevie Ray Vaughan. But the style is just so hard to copy. So I figured I would prepare a lesson that kind of accentuates some of the finer points of his playing to a degree. Today's lesson, it's going to be how to concentrate on vocal voicings within the pentatonic licks that he plays. If you've ever listened to his playing, I'm sure we've all seen the Live at Austin tape. He highlights chords very well in his very fast pentatonic runs. So I thought that would be something fun to kind of concentrate on and hone in on today's video. So without further ado, let's get into it and let me teach you how to play that sequence. Alright, so let's dive in on this. So it's the first part. I'm going to break it up into parts, but the first part, it's descending E minor pentatonic lick for the most part, just descending through the notes. So what you're going to want to do first is a big fat open E string, low E string, and then you're going to be working on the B string for a minute. So you're going to go 15-17 on the B, then 12-15, then 10-12, then 8-10, and then root right there on 9 on the G, and then you're going to bend the B string 7th fret up a half step, bring it back down, and then hit the root again. So all together it's so one more time on that first part. Alright, so the second phrase, this is my favorite part because it's where we kind of get to highlight the chords a little bit. Basically, the chord highlights that I do in this, it's basically a C going to a D going to an E minor, which we're in the key of E minor, so it's the flat 6 going to the flat 7 going to the 1. So how we're going to do that, we're going to start low E string, 8th fret, then we're going to go 7-9 on the G, then 8-10 on the B. So all together. Then after that we're going to bend on the B string, we're going to go 10-12. And then while we have that bent, we're going to bend it another half step. So basically we're going 10-12 and then going to 13, and then we're going to release and then bend it back up to 12. So it sounds like this. So all together. And then we're going to do a quick slide, 10-11, back to 10, and then 8. And then we're going to land on the B string on the 8th fret, and then we're going to slide 10-11 on the G, which slides us into the major 3rd, which is an F sharp going into our D chord. So it's going to be and then we're going to highlight our D chord. We're going to hit the root, the D on the 10th fret of the low E. Then we're going to hit the octave right there on the D string 12th. And then we're just going to do a D major triad highlight. So basically the D note, your 3rd, F sharp right there on 11 on G, and then 10th fret B string, it's going to be your 5th, which is A. So all together. And then we're going to grab 12 and 13 after we hit 10. So And then we're going to bend 13 up to 15. And then we're going to bring it back down. So once we bring it back down, we're going to land on 12 of the B. So that little D chord highlight together sounds like this. Okay, so part number 3. So for part number 3, what we're going to do, we're going to start out with another big open E string. And then we're going to bend 15 to 17 on the B. And then we're going to hit 12 on the high E. And then do a pull off on the B from 15 to 12. So all together. And then we're going to bend 15 to 17 on the high E. So, and then when you bend 15, then you're going to let it go, and then you're going to hit 15 again. 12, 14, 15 on the B. And then after 15 on the B, you're going to hit 12 on the high E and B, not at the same time, one after the other. Hit the E first and then B. So, then you're going to hit 14 again, 15 on the B, and then 12 on the E. And then after that particular phrase, the next phrase, you're going to hit 12 on the high E again. Pull off 15 to 12 on B. Slide from 15 to 14 on the G. 12 on the G. And then right back to the root, which is an E note on the D string on 14. So all together. In the last little part, you're going to slide 14 to 12 on the A, and then 10 on the A, and then root right there, 12 on E, and then you're going to hit the octave on 14 on D. So all together. One more time. Alright, so part 4. So we're going to hit another low E string, another ringing low E string. That's how we're going to start this phrase off as well. So hit that. Next note, you're going to be on 14 on the D string, and we're going to go 14, 17. Then we're going to backtrack, we're going to go to 16. And then we're going to go to 14 on the G string. So all together. And then the next part, we're going to hit 17 back on the D. And then we're going to hit, it's going to be 16 on the G. And then we're going to hit 14 again on the G. 17 on the G. And then we're going to hit 16. We're going to backtrack just like we did on the D string. We're going to hit 16 on the G. And then hit 15 on the B. And then we're going to hit, it's going to be 17 on the G. And then we're going to hit 16 on the B. And then we're going to bend 15 on the B up to 16. So bend it up, bring it back down, and then hit 17 on the G. But everything we're playing there, we're playing the third of whatever the first note is in the key. So you start on the E, you're hitting G, which is the third in the key of E minor. Then the F sharp, you're hitting an A, and then for the A, you're hitting a C, and so on and so forth, till you get to that last one, and it's going to be a C, and then it's going to be a E flat. So it's a C minor. Just to add a little diversity to it, make it kind of cool. Threw a C minor in there, thought it was cool, but so that's that part. The next little phrase is a walk down. It's going to be 17, 16, 14 on the G. Then 16, 14, 12 on the G. And then 14, 12, 11. And then we're going to hit 13 on the D string. And then we're going to hit 14 on the A. So after 14, we're going to hit 12 on the A. Then we're going to hit 14 on E and slide down to 11. So that last little part. So all together. All right, part 5. Part 5 is probably the least Eric Johnson part of this whole thing, but just to, again, make it a little diverse, I wanted to add something kind of cool to it. So it's a diminished run of diminished chords all the way up the neck, which is really cool. So the last phrase that we just did, the ending of it is... And that basically just highlights a B7 chord, which is our 5 chord in E minor. Then we're going to start on 2 on the G, and then we're going to hit 5 on the G, and then 2 and 5 on the high E string. So for this whole phrase, whatever we're playing on the G string, it's going to be the same frets for the high E string. So you don't have to think too much on this one. So it's going to be 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5. So 2, 5 on G, and then when you hit 5 on the high E, you're going to slide up to the 8th fret. So you're just going to go up in minor thirds. So you're going to be 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, and your last fret will be 20. So you're just going up the minor third of everything. So this first one, basically it's a F sharp minor diminished chord, just highlighted in arpeggiation. So, and then when you slide up to 5 and 8, it's a diminished chord, arpeggiated. So you slide up, and then 8, 5 on the G. And then when you hit 5 on the G, slide it up to 8 on the G. So, and then 11, 8, 11. And then slide it up to 14. I'm sure you can see the pattern here. It's whatever, you alternate sliding on each string. So the first one we slide on the E, the next one we slide on the G, next one we slide on the E, and so on and so forth. So we slide up from 11 to 14 on the high E, then 11 on the high E string again, 14 G, 11 G, and then slide up again on that to 14, and then we do 17, 14 on high E, 17 high E, and then we slide up to 20 on the high E string. So all together. And then after you hit 20, it's back to 17 on the high E, and then 20 and 17 on the G. So all together. But like I said, it's just a diminished run of chords. So your first one is a F sharp diminished, then an A diminished, then a C diminished, then a be a D sharp diminished, E flat diminished, then another F sharp diminished, and then a diminished again, and then we end on that. So one more time. All right, and for our final part, we're going to start off again, another low E string. You can never go wrong with just a big low E string to ring out. So we're going to hit that. And then our next phrase starts. It's going to be basically a run of the E minor pentatonic scale from starting on the 12th fret. So you're going to go 12, 15, 12, 14, on the A and the D, so 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14. And then you're going to do kind of a sweep right here on the A to the D string. You're going to go, call it a sweep, or economy picking is probably more the context for Eric Johnson. So it's kind of a sweep though. It's going from 14 on the A, 12 on D, and then back up on the 14 on D. So for the next part, after we go 12, 14 on D, we're going to go 12, 14 on the G as well. And then we're going to sweep again on 14 of the D string to 12, and then back up on the 14. So put together very slow. After that, you're going to go 12, 15 on the B string. And then you're going to sweep again. Last sweep, it's going to be 12 on G. 14 on G to 12 on the B string. And then 15 on the B string. And your last little note, you're going to hit the E string. Back to 12 on the B string after you hit E. And then you're going to bend 15 to 17. So all together, really slow again. One more time. And then the very last lick, we actually already played it earlier. It was, I think, in part 3. It's going to be the exact same thing. We're going to hit 12 on the high E, pull off 15 to 12 on the B, slide from 15 to 14 on the G, and then hit 12 on G, and then root our E note right there on the D string on 14, then slide 14, 12 on A, 10 on A, and then root, and then root again on 14. And then that last little part is basically an open E minor chord, so to speak. You just hit the, again, open low E string, and then hit the bottom two, the B and the E. guys, that'll conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you guys are eager to learn anything, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to try to help you guys however I can. But thanks again for watching. If you guys are able, please subscribe. That would mean the world. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.